This is Dafishguru, and I'm going to show you a couple tricks that I use when I'm tying a woolly bugger. I've already got a bead head on here. I just think it makes it look a little bit better. Start my thread on here, and now I'm going to make a black woolly bugger, and I'm going to do a couple special things to it. I usually make my tail a little bit longer than my body, just because it gives it that little wiggle that I think the trout and bass really like. I'm using a size 6 hook. Just kind of uniform for just about anything you want to catch. Now I just go back over this spot here so the tail doesn't get pulled out. Now I'm going to weight it, and I usually weight mine pretty heavy just so it gets down to the bottom really fast. I usually fish in a pretty fast moving river, so kind of need it. Now, I don't wrap my lead over the spot where I tied my lead in, just because it makes the body of the fly look really fat and ugly. And after I'm done, I usually just stick the end of the wire up into the bead head. But no, I can't do that this time. Just clip it right off. Usually use a little extra. Wrap over the lead. Now, I'm going to tie the chenille in first for a couple of reasons. Because I had a problem last season with my hackle falling off the back. They'd get smacked by a trout or something like that, and I'd lose it. And now here's where my big little modification comes in. I'm going to take some peacock curl. I'm going to lay it down on the hook shank. Actually, let's measure this first. I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to tie this in on the sides. We'll see that in a little while. Now all this peacock curl and stuff goes to make a really nice level body that really looks really decent. Now I'm going to tie in this this hackle here, and I prefer a really thin hackle strand. Oh man, that's not good. But I'm just going to pull the feathers back. I'm going to tie it in reverse. And you'll see why here in a second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a wrap with this chenille first. I'm going to go behind the hackle, and that'll help just seal it right in there. Now wrap in front. Now just continue as you usually would. Tie this in. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to fold this peacock curl back. And it'll give the sides of the fly a little bit of flash. And in the tail. Now I'm going to take my hackle. I'm going to wrap it around the peacock curl. And I'll just tie it right in. Now here's a little tying and ending trick that I learned from a guy a while back. I'm just going to take my little piece of thread here. Usually wax nylon works really well. I'm just going to lay it down. I'm going to tie it right in. Get a couple good wraps on there. Then I'm going to give myself a little extra slack of thread here. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to take my end here and I'm going to thread it through the loop. And while I'm holding this loop here taut, I'm going to pull my thread. And what that does is it brings the thread wrap right underneath your fly head, and that just seals it right up. And that is the perfect woolly bugger.